My man Czar make tracks like this.
What's going on, y'all? I want to give you my review of the PreSonus Atom. So before I get into this, I kind of want to give you some background of why I purchased the Atom. So before I got into engineering, I used to do beats. I used a Korg Triton and a MPC 2000 XL. I wanted to get back into producing, really just to have fun with it. So since I was familiar with an MPC, I bought a MPC Element, and that was trash. I returned that and got a Machine Micro. The Machine Micro was really cool. I just felt that it was too complicated. I just didn't have the time to sit and learn it the way I really needed to be able to use it. And then PreSonus came out with the Atom. I knew the Atom would tightly integrate with Studio One, and I felt it should be really easy to use, and it is. So I've been having a lot of fun using the Atom, and in this review, I'm not going to go over how to use the Atom and all that. It's going to more so be me discussing what I like and what I don't like about it. So let's go over to the Atom and let's discuss it. So we've got the Atom here, and getting it up and running, I found, was very simple, as with all PreSonus products I've encountered. This also comes with Studio One Artist, and you get some sounds that I believe it's the Atomic Blaze from MVP Loops, if I'm not mistaken, is what comes with this. And also, if you registered your Atom after October 20th, 2019, you also get Ableton Live Lite. So I've got a drum kit up on the Atom here, and I like how it color codes everything. It doesn't do this for every kit. I'm not sure how it determines which one it's going to do it for, but it color codes your drum kit. So the red is kick drums, orange is snares, green is cymbals. I forget what purple is. Okay, it's like hi-hats. So it color codes your kits, which is really nice and helps you to quickly look and be able to see what is where. I'm going to change tracks here to the Presence instrument that I have up here. And what I really like is that the yellow pads are white keys on a piano and the blue are black keys on a piano. This helps you to really create with the Atom versus going to a keyboard all of the time. I also like you have your transpose up here. So you don't have a full 16 pads because you've got your two transpose here, but I really like this design and style that they're doing here with this layout. So I like that you can quickly transpose with these two pads up here at the top. The layout, very easy to use. The navigation up, down, left, right, I would have preferred a more like a video game controller style layout where up and down is respectively and left and right is on your left and right. It just takes a little time to get used to navigating, but once you get used to it, everything is good there. So I really recommend that you read the manual for the Atom because at its basic functions, which I've mainly been using it for, it works very well, but there's another level of integration and advanced features that you can do with the Atom. I mean, everything from your pad velocity to nudging events, copying, duplicating. There's just a lot of advanced stuff that I didn't expect to be able to do with the Atom. So that's everything I like with the Atom. Let's get into some things that I don't like. So coming from a MPC, I really liked being able to mute the pads on an MPC. I've not found, I don't believe there's a way to mute the pads on the Atom. Now you can, if you're in setup, this red here will mute everything for that track. But when I say mute, I'm referring to, I'll pull my drum kit back up here. Say I had this kick and this snare going and I want to just mute that snare. On an MPC, I can do that. On the Atom, I can't. However, I notice in Impact, you have the option to mute individual pads. So that's one feature I would like to either see come to this Atom or maybe in the next version. But it'd be really nice to be able to mute individual pads. And the other thing that I don't like, which just might be a user error, is actually I'm going to switch over to my screen in Studio One for you to see this one. Okay, so I'm in Studio One, and I'm going to hit Setup, remove the browser, and you can show and hide the instrument here. Okay, now what I don't like is in Setup, I bring up the browser, turning the first knob is supposed to cycle through the browser, and for me it's cycling through the tracks here. But if I click into the browser, now I'm able to control that. So I haven't figured out how to make it focus on the browser when I'm in that. I have noticed that let's hide the browser. If I've got an instrument up and then open the browser, so now it's controlling, the knob is controlling the instrument. So if I hide the instrument, I would assume that it would then jump to the browser, but it doesn't. It's focusing on changing the tracks with knob 1. Now, I can change the tracks with the up and down on the navigation, so I like being able to change it with knob 1, but I would prefer it to always, when I've got the browser open, focus over there. So again, that could be a user error. It's really not that big of a deal for me. It's just something that I noticed. And speaking of the browser, so in Studio One 4.6, we got a new gallery view, and in that view, if I go to, so now I'm in instruments, my up and down is going through the instruments here, but the knob 1 is not moving through the list. And if I break it into this view, still knob 1 is not controlling that. Let me click over into the browser and see if that, no, okay. But I can use the navigation up and down to go through it. So just something pointing out if you're using the new browser view in Studio One. Well, actually, up and down is not flipping through it now. Let's back up here. So that's still stepping through the tracks. I click into the browser. Knob 1 is not moving it. And there we go. Well, it's going up, but not going down. So that's just something to be aware within the new view. If I go back to the old view, click into the browser, and yeah, I'm still not getting knob 1 to control it. Let's open and close it again. No. So yeah, that's just a little, there we go. Now we're controlling it again. Yeah, I'm just not sure what makes it focus on the browser. But I highly recommend the Atom. It's been a lot of fun using it. And like I said, it is basic functions of just being a pad controller and being able to be creative with it, whether that's playing instruments on it or drums. It's been really fun to use and really easy to use as well, which I really appreciate as a more so a full-time engineer where I'm not deep diving into production. If I was, then maybe I would get more into the machine, but for my limited use of what I want to do for it, I find that Atom is perfect for me. Any questions, comments, let me know, and I'll catch y'all next time. I want to invite everyone to check out my new podcast, the Faders Up Podcast. It's a podcast about pro audio. I've got me and 3 other Nashville professionals. We're discussing pro audio topics, pro audio lifestyle. And it's available on Apple Podcasts and it's available on Spotify. So check it out, rate it, let me know what you think.